when men are pitching to investors, they're generally asked a promotion question. So how are you going to make this the biggest company? How is it going to be the next unicorn? Whatever. And with women, we're asked prevention questions. So why do you think that Google is not going to take your app? Why do you think that someone else isn't just going to build it faster than you and better than you and blah, 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 blah. So one of the things that I was taught, and I did not know originally, is okay, when asked a prevention question like that, respond with a promotion answer, because that's the question that they actually want to know about. And they, there's no way to know that Google's not going to take over. And, there's no way to know that someone else might not build it better. But, by me responding and saying, well, we're going to make this the best app and the best service that's possible for the country, for the world, or whatever it might be. And also being able to say, and I'm the best person for this job because I am watching it in real time. I am part of the user, I'm part of the demographic, and not to mention I'm phenomenal at selling this. Then they're like, okay, great. And so but I would have never known that. And so I think that, there's other times where I get, sometimes, for example, I've had certain journalists, I've had certain people just say, okay, so there's this and this about the app, and how does this work, or how does safe zones work, or something like that. And if you download the app, the first thing it asks you is to set up a safe zone. And as much as I'm more than happy to talk about exactly how the app works, what my favorite features are, what users' favorite features are, and user stories, things like that. It's always funny when I can tell that someone clearly just didn't even download it, and they didn't. They're just kind of running with they need a female story, and they need to put that in there, whatever it is. And so my response is I'll usually just be like, well, did you download the app? Because I just want to make sure, and we can call back in an hour. And, I'm very graceful about it. And I think but I think there's also something, you can be graceful and you can also be strong there. You don't have to be, I think that a lot of times people think, okay, well, if you're going to be a strong woman or whatever, you can't look cute and you have to be really intense and you have to blah, blah, blah. And there are some awesome women that first of all are super attractive and they are leading the world with grace, but also you don't want to cross her path. And I think that there's just this misconceived idea that you can't be harsh or strong or whatever word you want to use and also lead with grace and forgiveness or whatever it might be. And so I think that that's always been a thing for me is, okay, when I need to be stern, I'm going to be stern. Because in general, people just don't think you're going to cross them. And a lot of times people just think, okay, women are going to back down or they're going to cry or whatever. And I'm the first one to tell you, anytime a teacher confronted me in pretty much pre-K through 12, I cried. Don't know what it was, but I would cry every single time. But I'm also will pick up the phone and tell someone that they are not treating me or an employee or whatever with respect. And that's not acceptable in our company. That's not something we stand for. And I think especially in times like this, with anything going on with racial injustice, or if someone is just saying something or doing something that is not promoting unity, I'm the first one to say, okay, I'm sorry, then you don't need to be a part of whatever I'm doing. You don't need to be a part of what I stand for. But I think also I want someone to leave a conversation with me and say, wow, that inspired me, or wow, that person has a lot of passion, or she really, changed the way I viewed this, rather than, okay, she was really scary. And so I think that, finding that perfect crossover is hard. I haven't found it, but I think that being able to lead both ways and just leading with kindness